And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Okay, hey y'all, I gotta be quick. So as you can see, if I don't keep my wax schedule, I bump really bad. So I need to do some extractions under my arm, but I can't right now because I'm out of space because I have a lot of videos in here that I haven't taken out. I'm in the process of doing that now. Also, this is going to go into the story time of the side effects of birth control. The side effects that I have from birth control, I grow hair on my chest and it's starting on my chin. So I don't have PCOS, and YouTube don't strike my channel because I'm not about to show my boob, but usually I have like one long strand that goes here, and on this side, I don't want to be straight. Right here, as you can see, you might see that little piece right there. Yes, no? It's like right there. That little piece right there. So, and then I think I have, it's one on my chin. It's like right here. It's just one long strand, but it started after I stopped taking birth control, and I've been off of birth control for years. But I started taking birth control in 7th grade. Story time coming up. When I tell y'all the ghosts be taking over my phone because it just started recording on its own again. I guess she like, girl, hurry up. Get it together. Get it together. Just rude. Not too far. That's too far. I need to be personal. And you see how my rolls and stuff? We need to be personal. Hold on. I'm supposed to be asleep. I told myself I was going to sleep at 7 o'clock. But I'm uploading videos. I'm clearing out my phone for y'all, right? For me too. Let me stop making it seem like it's just y'all. For me too. Okay. Let me do the right introduction because my phone has a mind of its own and started recording on her own. She like, girl, come on, let's get the show on. Anyway, he got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. This story time is about how birth control has a long-term effect. Well, this is my long-term effect from birth control, right? With all the stuff that's going on with Roe versus Wade, with them attacking Planned Parenthood, with them attacking women's health, period. This shows just how important it is that women's health is important, and it's very important that we have options to choose from, right? So basically, I don't remember my age, but I do remember what grade I was in because I made the junior varsity basketball team. And when I made the junior varsity basketball team, my mom, it was an absolute rule if you are in sports for the girls. My mom has 2 girls, including me, and 1 boy. I'm the baby. My sister is the oldest, my brother's in the middle, right? So when my brother started sports, of course, he just got the talk. When me and my sister started sports, she was a cheerleader. I played basketball. I was a tomboy. We had to be put on birth control, regardless if we were active or not. So I was in 7th grade because I made the junior varsity basketball team, and I was so excited. And her first response was, oh, when I told her, I was like, I made the basketball team. She was like, oh, we gotta go to the clinic. I'm not with you 24/7, so we need to get you on birth control. Now, mind you, I'm not active again. At this time, I'm being molested. I don't know any other word to say YouTube besides molested at this point. SA to me is the R word, so maybe SA is for molested. It's too technical. Molestation. So at this point, I'm being molested, right? So I'm not thinking anything about sex because I'm being molested by my stepfather, the dude that you brought in the house. That's who I'm being molested by. So I'm not thinking anything about a man touching me or nothing, right? So she said we had to go to the clinic to get you on birth control. Not congratulations, not I'm proud of you. We gotta go to the clinic. So I was like, okay. So once we go to the clinic, actually we go to the free clinic in my hometown. My hometown is really, really small, so we only had one at the time. Here recently they had two, but I think they're back to one now at one location. Excuse me. Told you. I was told myself to be in the bed at 7. But I got caught up uploading. Okay, back to the story. Okay, so we go to the free clinic. She made me an appointment. We get to the free clinic, and this is my first pap smear. Now, for the men who don't understand, if you are not a non-active female, they're only supposed to use their finger. They're not supposed to use the utensil. It's not the utensil. The girl, while I'm in healthcare and don't. I know what it's called, but it's not a utensil. Whatever. I'm gonna insert the picture so you can see. You're not supposed to use this, and they have sizes. So if you are like a small hipped, small frame type, especially for women who are active but you're not excessively active, they have a small one, and then those who, I don't want to say ran through, but I would say extremely active, they have a bigger one. So, but if you are not active at all, if you are a virgin, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a virgin out there, please keep your virginity, baby. I promise you. I promise you. You ain't missing on nothing. It's overrated. Anyway. You're supposed to use your finger, right? So when you go in at this time, parents were allowed in the back. Now they have a rule, because I used to work in OBGYN. Now they have a rule. Now when you're 13, your parents have to ask to come in the back. You are responsible for your health, because a lot of kids don't want to tell their parents like, oh, I'm sexually active or whatever. So they feel like a teenager won't tell the truth of what's going on, with their parents being in the back. So your parents now have to wait outside until you allow them to come in after you talk to the doctor. But during this time, because I'm old school, my mom could stay in the back, but she was like, I don't have to be here. Like, she said she's not active, so I'm not worried about it. I trust her, which I wasn't active at the time. So the lady, because I started getting breasts at 7, and I got my menstrual at 9. 7 years old, my breasts started coming in. I've always had breasts, y'all, like, and my menstrual came at 9. So, and it was heavy, it was horrible. That's another story. So the lady, because of, I've always been a thick girl, I've always had a butt too, she didn't believe that I wasn't active. And so again, unfortunately, black women are not listened to when they are expressing pain, when they're telling the truth, when they're telling, basically, like, their history were not believed. So at this time, as I said, I don't remember. I couldn't have been no more than 11, 12. I couldn't be no more than 11 or 12. But I know I was in the 7th grade, like I said, because I remember, because I made junior varsity for the basketball team. So she was like, "You're not a virgin, I don't believe that." And I was like, "No, I'm a virgin." So she was doing the exam. So as I stated, they're supposed to use their finger only. She didn't use her finger, she used her whole hand, and she broke my hymen. That's when she believed I was a virgin. So she pushed her whole hand in. Noticed I said she was extremely rough, and it was absolutely painful. She pulled the glove out, it's covered in blood, and she said, "I broke your hymen, you really were a virgin." She apologized and also said, "Don't tell your mom." Which I heard that a lot. So after I get dressed, I was given like the little compact for birth control. So I have birth control, and they explain how to take it, and I'm taking birth control every day now. So I was on birth control up until I made the decision to stop, which was way after my son. I got pregnant on birth control repeatedly. My son was a Depo baby. I got pregnant after my son. That was a birth control pill baby. I miscarried him. I got pregnant 2 more times. Those times I wasn't on the pill, but I got pregnant with my son. That was Depo, and that was supposedly like I was switching and waiting. So Depo is like, if you get your shots consistently, it's supposed to stay in your system over a year. And I was switching from Depo to pills, so I was waiting for my monthly to show up. And yeah, my monthly didn't show up. I found out I was pregnant at 5 months with Tyler. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead. Let me come back. So yeah, so I'm taking birth control. So I started taking birth control, like I said, in 7th grade. So I'm taking all through high school, all through college. So so college I did a year. Yeah, I did a year of college, and then I found out I was pregnant. I got pregnant at 19. I got pregnant at 19, I think, and had Ty at 20, or either I got pregnant at 20 and had Ty at 21. Somewhere in there. Something like that, but I was on Depo. I was taking my shots faithfully because I love the simple fact that I didn't have a period. Now, my side effects with Depo, during high school I was on pills. I left pills alone because I was tired of taking them. Now, the one thing I will say, did the pills help my period? No. During high school, they did not help my period. The pills did not help my period at all. My period was horrible. It was painful. The very first day is extremely heavy, and that's when I have my cramps. And still to this day now, truth be told, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, to this day, my period is heavy, and the first day is painful. The first day. Now, here recently, my period is only 3 days. Like, so let's say it comes on Sunday, it is done literally by Tuesday. She up out of here. Like, when she come on Sunday, she come on with a vengeance. The cramps are extremely painful, and she's really heavy. And then Monday she's chill, there's no more pain. Tuesday, it may be a half a day, she'll be like, all right, I'm out. That just started. Before it was, okay, high school, my period was 5 to 7 days. She was extremely heavy for 4 days, extremely painful for a day and a half. The first day and a half, she was extremely painful in high school. Even with birth control pills, it did not help my monthly at all. So I was taking birth control pills up until college, I think, right before college, right up until my senior year. My senior year, I started Depo. A lot of my friends was doing Depo. A lot of them gained weight. And I was like, I don't really want to gain the weight, but I don't want no period. And anybody knows, if you take Depo makes your body think that you're pregnant, so you don't have a monthly. Period. Monthly. I say monthly. Try to be politically correct on these things. So anyway, yeah, so I got on Depo, my side effects, I didn't gain weight, but I would spot here and there, which wasn't bad. The only thing about it was I didn't know when I was going to spot, but it would be here and there. But I would take my Depo faithfully. Depo you would get once a year because it's supposed to last a whole year. So the last time that I got my shot, I was like, okay, I don't want to do Depo anymore, because they were starting to say like it wasn't good for your body, like, cause since you wasn't having your period, like your body wasn't cleaning out or whatever, and so they was trying to say like it wasn't good for you anymore or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let me switch back to pills, and I'll just try a different one to help with my monthly, because my monthly was horrible. So I was like, I'll just do that. And so she was like, well, okay, well, you have to, of course, wait for your monthly to come on before you can start the pills. So I was like, so I'm straight as far as birth control. She was like, yeah, it's supposed to stay in your system for a year, so you're good for a year. But of course, nothing is 100%. Of course, they tell you that. So if you want the extra safety, use condoms. At the time, I'm in a relationship. Well, at least I thought I was in a relationship. At the time, I'm in a relationship, so you don't want to use no condoms, chill. And I'm on birth control, I'm on Depo, he knows this, so yeah, well, lo and behold, I get pregnant. Sorry. So lo and behold, I get pregnant, and it's a whole situation with my baby daddy, and now he running around telling people like I set him up or whatever, and I'm like, bro, like, set you up. You was broke. But anyway, that's literally what he was telling people, like I was money hungry or whatever. And it was like, sir, like, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. I was being dumb and liking you for you. Money. Like, ain't nothing for me to go hustle for my stuff. But anyway, so after my son, after I had him, of course, you have to wait again for your monthly to come, and that's when I got back on pills. At this time, I got orthotricycline. Yeah, I got orthotricycline. I think it was either orthotricycline the regular or the orthotricycline low. I know it was orthotricycline. I just can't remember which one. But I'm on orthotricycline. I am no longer with my son's father. I have moved out of the city. I moved to a whole different city, and I'm chilling, minding my business, and I get into another relationship. So with birth control, with orthotricycline, not gonna lie, my monthly was 3 days, and it wasn't painful at all after I had my son, but it was definitely 3 days. It was chill. Now the very first monthly, right after I had him, that was horrible. But after that it was just 3 days and it was chill. So I think like after I got on the pills, that the pills kind of regulated it. So anyway, I'm in a relationship. We chilling. I would take my pill like literally when I wake up in the morning, roll over to my nightstand, put the pill in my mouth and swallow, because I didn't want any more kids. I had to have a cesarean section because my pelvic bone does not spread. My body does not have any clue that I'm pregnant. So anytime that if I had any more children, I would have to have a cesarean section because my pelvic bone does not move. So no. And I never wanted children at all. Never. Because of the trauma that I had from being molested for 7 years, right? And also being raped. But the rape wasn't, not saying that rape wasn't bad, but that's not why I didn't want children. Yeah, so I was with him for a while. I think I was with him for like 2 years or a year and a half before I got pregnant. And once I found out I was pregnant, he was like, yo. He was like, yo. He was excited anyway. He wanted a baby. I tell any man that I'm dealing with, I don't want children. I don't want kids. And so he was excited, and then he was like, and I know you ain't set me up for treatment because I watch you take your pill, which I did. Like, I rolled over and took my pill. Like, he was like, you take your pill faithfully. He was like, yeah. And so, of course, typical male ego, like, he was excited, like, yeah, like, he did that or whatever. That baby, yeah, the first pregnancy, yeah, I miscarried. And then the second baby I had, that's Justin. Justin was with me for a good minute, then I miscarried him as well. He didn't make it. So yeah. So I was on pills and I was taking my pills faithfully, and I still got pregnant with Tyler. I was on Depo and got pregnant and had no clue that I was pregnant until I was 5 months, because I didn't have a period. I didn't have any sickness or anything. I was working 2 to 11 at Walmart, so I slept during the day and worked at night. Nothing was different. The thing that made me go take a pregnancy test was this old lady walked up to me and like, baby, your neck jumping. And so like older people, oh, y'all don't have old grandmas no more, so the older people would tell you like, you can see the baby's heartbeat in your neck, so your neck jumps because you can see the baby's heartbeat. And so she was like, baby, your neck jumping, when you have your baby? And I was like, I'm not pregnant. And so she was like, and walked away. I was working at Walmart, and so I was like, let me go take a test, because I've heard that before, because my grandma used to say stuff like that too before she passed away. So I was like, let me go take a test. I know I'm having sex. Let me go take a test. Took a test, girl. That test took no time. Girl, positive. I was so depressed. To the point where I tried to unalive me and my son. That story is on my YouTube. So that's literally the first video. If you want to hear that story, go to the top and hit search videos by the filter and do the oldest, and it'll take you right to that story. It's the very first video. Yeah, I really didn't want children, but so after Justin, I was still on birth control, still in a relationship with him, but I didn't get pregnant again, which was a good thing. And it was cool. I had no problems. My monthly again was still 3 days, and it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't horrible. So this one particular year, I don't remember the year. I wish I could tell y'all the year, but I made a decision to not do birth control anymore because I was like, I've been taking this and putting these hormones in my body since the 7th grade, and I just wanted to clean my body out because it's like I didn't feel like I had control of my body at all. It was like my mom made decisions, and then I switched up and got this other birth control, and that wasn't supposed to be good for the body because you wasn't having your monthly every month, and it was like, I don't know, I just wanted to make a change or whatever, so I stopped taking them. So I was like, I am not going to take birth control anymore. And then I had no intention on having sex anymore either. Like, I was literally going through some stuff. Like, my life has been pretty rough, to be totally honest. Like, sitting back thinking about the things that I went through, and not saying like other people don't have hard times, but I'm just talking about me and my experiences. I had a rough life, like, and it's like, yo, it's kind of crazy. So I made this decision that was bothering me. It's almost time for a fresh sip, and then my eyes just slanted. Anyway, I made the decision to, just detox, clean out my body, do something different, because I was tired of my skin looking away, my hair was falling out, and I'm pretty sure it was stress because I was going through some stuff. So, but I just wanted a fresh start, so I decided, and I can't remember the year, but I remember because I wasn't living in the city that I am now. I was trying to move to the city that I'm in now, and it was New Year's. I remember because I was in a hotel not far up from the church that I was going to go to for New Year's Eve service. And I made the decision. I was like, it's a fresh start. It's a new year. I want to take control of my body. I want to detox my body. I don't want no hormones. I don't want no dude. I don't want none of that. I just want to restart, refresh, do something different, right? So after that, I stopped taking them. Once I stopped taking them, my hips started getting bigger, which was, I always had hips, but that was the issue. My breasts started coming back. Now, that's the crazy part. Before I got on birth control, my breasts were huge, and big breasts run in my family, right? My grandmother's breasts were enormous. Her breasts were enormous. My mom was top heavy. My sister is not. My cousin is. I am. And then I have cousins that's on my mother's side that's top heavy. Like, it runs in our family or whatever. So before I got on birth control, I was top heavy. When I got on birth control, I wasn't. Like, my breast was like, like, it would shrink. They would shrink, and then I would starve myself too because I didn't want the dude to touch me. So yeah, like, that was crazy. But once I stopped taking it, like, my breast started coming back. Like, my thighs were thicker, so to speak. I don't know, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, because I can remember, like, after I had Tyler, my mom was like, there's this thing, like, if you want to pull the breast milk out of your breast, like, Ty he couldn't latch, or he wouldn't latch. Actually, I didn't hold Ty till he was 2.5 weeks old, so that's another story. So he wasn't able to latch, so I had to pull the breast milk out, and I didn't pump. There's this old fable where you take cabbage leaves and put them on your breast, and it pulls the breast milk out, and it does. But I remember when my mom was helping me wrap the cabbage leaves around my breast, she was like, girl, you got your grandma breast. And I was like, I started crying because my grandma had huge breasts, like the breasts that are so heavy, like the dents right here. Like, she had dents, like deep valleys from her bras because they were so heavy, right? Anyway, okay, so where are we? Okay, yeah, so after me detoxing or whatever, so my breasts started coming back to normal size. My breasts, my thighs, I guess normal size as well too. But I started getting hair, and it's not like a big bush, not here. I showed y'all in the other video where it would be one long strand here, one long strand there, and I was like, what the hell is this? And so this didn't start coming to this year, and it's one long strand this year. So my doctor told me, he was like, he was like, you were ever diagnosed with like I said, nope, I don't have PCOS. This didn't start happening until after, like right after I stopped taking birth control. And he was like, oh, it's your hormones. He was like, the birth control is the side effect. He was like, your body is so used to the artificial hormones that now it's out of whack because you're not taking them. So if I take the artificial hormones, like it won't happen. But me not taking them, because the birth control has put my normal hormones out of whack. So my long-term effect, because I refuse to get on birth control, is I have hair that comes out. There's one and two hairs that I have to pick. Yep, because my body, my hormones will forever be out of whack because I took artificial hormones for so long. It's crazy, right? So the main thing that was supposed to protect me from pregnancy didn't, because I still got pregnant on birth control. Now, mind you, I've gotten pregnant off birth control as well, so I just can't carry. Like I always miscarry. Ty is the only baby that has made it, and I have been pregnant, including Ty, 5 times, and Ty is the only baby that has survived. All the rest of the babies I miscarried, so I can't carry full term, and my pelvic bone doesn't spread. I don't think that has anything to do with birth control. I just think that's just my body. She don't spread at all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the story of the long-term effects of birth control for me. So yeah, women's health is extremely important. I really think that women should have access to different options of birth control. I think women should have options to abortions. It's their body, it's their right. Everybody does not want to be married and have this picket fence, and everybody don't want kids. I didn't want kids at all. No kids at all, and that's the entire his feelings. Now, mind you, in that video, if y'all remember, he said it before me, right? It's just the issue when I say it. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for listening. I don't know if it was really a story time or a TikTok. Well, I think it was a story time, but anyway. Good night, play cousins. I am late. It's 9 o'clock. I was supposed to be in bed at 7, but I'm steady uploading for y'all, and I'm trying to make sure we gonna tough out this Vlogtober. I'm hoping. All right. Good night.